Alright, what's going on, guys? So I got this big ass brisket right here. It's like 17.39 pounds. I'm gonna throw it on the Yoder YS640 and smoke it. So this is like the lazy man's way of doing brisket. This is pretty much brisket for dummies. So hopefully my dumb ass don't screw this up, but pretty much a no frills cook. I'm just gonna season this up and throw it on the cooker overnight. 250 degrees with some hickory pellets. I'm gonna let it go for like 7-8 hours. So I'm just gonna get this trimmed up, season it up, and like I said, let it cook overnight. Then I'm gonna wrap it. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna put it in foil or butcher paper. It just depends on how fast I wanna speed up the cook. If you wanna speed it up, put it in foil. If not, butcher paper is gonna preserve the bark a little better. But either way, here we go, guys. Check this one out. Brisket time. All right, so a couple things you wanna look for when you're trimming, just some basics, is there's a fat seam right here. You wanna get as much of that fat out as possible without kind of messing up the structure of the brisket. Then you also have another fat seam on the front right here. You want to get as much fat out of that as possible. Trim off any ugly stuff you don't like. And then this fat cap, you want to keep it at about 1/4 inch over across the top of the brisket. That's pretty much it. I mean, just keep it simple. Don't try to overcomplicate stuff. And I also just copy Aaron Franklin as far as like the aerodynamic trim where you round off the edges so nothing burns up. I mean, I can't trim it as good as him, but just do your best. That's all you gotta do. There's also people out there that they would just season this up how it is and throw it in the cooker. Like, they don't even care. So really it's up to you how you want to do it. There's also gonna be where the point muscle meets the flat, there's gonna be a deep pocket of fat right there. You just wanna cut down into it and kind of scrape it out as good as possible. Alright guys, so that's about as good as it gets for me. Some good marbling in there with this prime brisket. I'm just gonna season this up. So for the seasoning, I'm doing equal parts kosher salt and coarse ground black pepper. This is 16 mesh. So if you don't know where to get this, I'm gonna put an Amazon link down below, so check that out. And then I'm just keeping it simple with the cow cover hot from Cosmos Q. Just gonna throw that on there, and that's gonna be it. This is feeling pretty tacky on here. Like pretty sticky, so I don't need any kind of binder or anything like that. You could always use mustard, Worcestershire sauce, olive oil, whatever you want to use, go ahead and use that. What I'm gonna do is, since I put the rub on, I'm gonna let the salt kind of penetrate the meat and draw some moisture out, just so it's a little bit more tacky, so when I put the salt and pepper on, it's gonna stick a little bit better. I'm just gonna wait like 5 minutes. So it's been a few minutes, so I can see a little bit of moisture kind of creeping up on the top of the meat, so I should be good to put this salt and pepper on there. I'm gonna throw on some hickory pellets and we'll be good to go. So we got this on now at 250 degrees. I got the point, which is the fatty part, to the right, which is a little bit hotter at the side. I'm gonna let this go overnight. I'm gonna shut it down. Then when I wake up, I'm gonna wrap it up, and we should be good. What's up, guys? So I just got up. This thing's been on for 8 hours at 250 degrees. Let's go check on this. All right, I'm gonna take this and throw it in some butcher paper. It was reading like 189 already, but it still needs a little time to go. I mean, it feels pretty stiff still, so. All right, I'm gonna give this a couple hours and check back, probably 2.5 hours, see what we're looking at. So I just checked this brisket, it's feeling nice and jiggly. I'm gonna take this off and let it rest for like at least an hour. So just to let you guys know, I was happy with the way this brisket came out. It was nice and juicy and tender. No complaints from anybody that ate it. The bark was good, the rub was good and all that stuff, but there were some flaws in this. You know, it sat directly on the cooking chamber at 250 degrees overnight, so the bottom got a little bit charred. I didn't have a chance to spray it or anything like that, so the best situation would have been to check it at about at least 6 hours and then spray it, kind of move it around and rotate it, or a better thing to do would have been to put it on the top rack that I took out and not have it directly down there with all that heat. Also, I should have ran the temperature at about 200 and 225 degrees instead of letting it sit at 250, because as you guys saw, it came out of the stall at 8 hours, and I really didn't even need to wrap it. I just wanted to hurry it up and get it moving along, so I put it in butcher paper, as you guys saw. But you know, just a couple of things I would have changed up. But overall, like I said, I was happy with this. The first few slices out of the flat were pretty bad, pretty dry, but everything else after that was really good. So you know, you live and you learn, and the more I do this, it'll get better down the road. But just to let you guys know, if you're gonna do this, go to lower temperature, and if you can, monitor the brisket, because you know, it's always better when you take a look at it and you spray it and you keep your eye on it, and it's always gonna turn out better like that. So like I said, guys, no frills cooked, super easy. I just cooked a brisket. That was the whole video basically. So I'm gonna hang out with some friends and drink some beers. Peace out. Thank you guys. Subscribe and like. Peace.